Hey guys, did you ever wonder how Gemini can help you as an Android developer? Well, here are some tips on how Gemini can boost your productivity. At Google I/O 2024, Google announced the launch of Android Studio Koala, in which you can find it on the toolbox, on the JetBrains toolbox. You can install it on Canary Beta or Nightly channel. In this version of Android Studio, there are some features that comes with Gemini. Let's explore some of them. So, let's see first how Gemini can help us for naming suggestion. So we can use Gemini to suggest the naming for our functions. I got an illustration code here. Well, basically, I got a data class, which is an account information. We can consider it as a bank account information that hold the name, amount, and currency. And I got the function of do something. That function accepts two parameters, which are gonna be the list of accounts and then the currencies that I need to filter with. And apparently my function, what it do is just looking for the first account that has the same currency as specified on the parameters. So I can make Gemini suggest some improvement by clicking on the function and then select Gemini, suggest improvements, and then you will find the response here on the sidebar. You can access Gemini from here and you will find, for example, it puts like a better naming for the function. So apparently my logic beyond this function is just to find the account by currency. So as expected, Gemini find that it's better to call the name of the function to be, instead of do something, to be find account by currency. And also one of the other thing that it's gonna be first or no. I'm gonna filter my list with first or no, which makes sense because what I'm looking for, if there's an account that has the same one, the same currency, it's okay to return it. But if there's no accounts on my list had the same currency as specified on the parameter, I'm expecting to return no. So in order to add this code to your file, you're gonna click on this icon. You may also delete the other one, the other old one, and this will make your code more readable. And after adding the new suggested function from Gemini, I will use it to document my function. So by clicking on the function name and then from Gemini, I'm gonna select document code. So it sends up query and take up the results. I'm gonna accept the changes. So basically it do some of the basic documentation for the code. Of course, it's not that much complicated on my function because it's really an easy one. But imagine that you can use it the same way with other complex function. It will make your life easier. So it basically describes what was the objective of this function and what would be the parameter and what would be the expected return. And even if it says from, in my example, it says it's going to return the account that has a specified currency or even now if it's not found. So it's one of the cool features that we can make use of it. Let's explore one more thing that Gemini can help with. With this property extension, it's meant to display the amount of money I have using the plural strings. So for example, if I'm looking into my plural string, I will find that it has two items, one for one item and the other one for quantity that represents other. If, for example, my application support localization and I basically have any other language, let's say, for example, that I have the Dutch language as well. So yeah, it's gonna add the resources here. So basically values-nl will contain strings file. And of course, I wanted to also to translate the plural strings. So as for now, it's going to display the warning that says it's not existed on the other strings file. So I'm gonna copy and paste it on the other strings file. And I just need to translate those two items. So basically I can select the plurals, and then from Gemini, I can select transform selected code and say translate to Dutch. It's gonna send a query and then respond. And wow, you can see that it's already translated into Dutch. I'm not an expert, but it should be the correct localization, and it can handle the spatial formatting. It's not messing up with anything. Well, last but not least, let's explore one more cool feature. If we got to the find account by currency, the very first functions that we added, and then we can invoke generate menu and then click on test scenarios. It's gonna ask you which functions that you would like to add the test scenarios for. I'm gonna select my first function here, and then it's gonna add the unit test. I'm gonna add it here. So it's going to generate some of the test scenarios, might include the age scenarios as well. So after taking the response, I'm gonna accept the changes. So you will find it here under test package. It will get most of the test cases that you would need, and it might be helpful for maybe some other complex functions. That being said, there are more features comes with Gemini, as announced on Google I/O 2024 event. Personally, I find some other bugs, and it's not that much stable, but I would say it's expected since it's under development or still in preview mode, and I would expect that it comes to be more stable in the future versions. Well, that's all for today. See ya!